the hollers and hills of West Virginia. It's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode. Stay tuned. Boom! Alrighty, Dottie, let's go in here. Take a little peeksy here at what is going on. Wow, it's a cooker in here today, boys. It is a smoker. A right berry there. I'm gonna eat that rascal. Look at that little thing. Whew, Lord have mercy. How hot is it in here? Oh, 110. Oh, Lord, it's hot. Whew. Mercy. Turn that fan all the way up and blow some of that out of there. Good night, live. Whoo, goodness, it's hot over there. My cabbage is going to die. Too hot. I have to get some shade over here or something. Whew, man. Whew, let's get out of there. Hot dog, boy. Open this bad lad up, man. Come on now. Good night, live. Woo, woo. That is too hot. Oh, man. That's miserable heat in there, man. Whew. Lordy be. I don't even think that's making a difference. I had to bring that thing around here. Hang on a minute. Give me a little hook hanger there. See why I'm gonna have to end up putting a shade on this thing. It's only 60 today. Could y'all imagine if it was 90 or 100 or better? Everything in here would be dead. So I'll try to keep this down as low as possible. Let me see here. Turn these heaters off, maybe. There we go. Heaters off for now. Of course, I don't think they were on doing anything. It's so hot in here. I don't think they had to be on, but just in case. I'm going to do some picking of the Swiss chard today and some picking of the giant cabbages. So that's what we got on the schedule for today. Maybe. Wish that thing would just stand up right there, you know? It'd be great if it just stand right there. That's all you gotta do. There you go. Good job. Now the first gust of wind that comes through, it'll blow it over. And cabbages though, looking pretty hot and miserable. So maybe I'll try to put some shade over there on them. Shade it from the inside, maybe. I don't know. I'll go over here and take a look at what I can do. Like I said, I don't have yeah, I might shade it from the inside. Let's see, these gonna grow back yet, or got anything going on? Not looking too promising, is it? I hope they come back. Don't look like there's gonna be anything back. I have to find them, grow it myself, I guess, from seed. So, all right. These are looking pretty good though, to be what they are. I hope they live, I hope they survived. So we'll see. They're pretty dead right now. I hope my tree here survived too, man. It's gonna be awful hurt if it's dead and didn't do nothing. Probably should take some cuttings and try to propagate some of that. I'll wait a couple more weeks. Last year I was taking cuttings, now actually, it was in February I took cuttings and started propagating them to grow these, some of these grape trees grape vines that I got growing out here. So hopefully they had long enough in the soil to do well. This still feels pretty decent. Let's see. What's this like? Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. Yeah, she's good. I don't like the way she grew, so I'm probably gonna cut all these funky looking ones off and try to do a little something with them. Try to propagate them. So strawberries are coming back here, looking good. Looking real good compared to what they could be looking like. They're starting to green up some. That's a good thing. These warmer days, it was cold last night, frosted pretty hard, but yeah, they're beating it back. They're coming back. I think next year, anything like this that I'm growing, I just need to cover it with hay or straw. That was my fault. I didn't do it. I knew to do it. I just didn't think to do it. So, and the grapevines I'll cover, figs and all that stuff, I'll cover the root zones. Get out of there now. Now you done went and pooped all over the yard. And then you're gonna walk through the strawberries. Get out of here, go. Don't keep looking back. You know what I want, get. See, we're having an issue today. Now, let me sort it out. All right, so we got it opened right here. Opened up. We're gonna pollinate that thing best we can. She's a nice looking one too. Look how long that fruit is. Good looking fruit. I'm gonna find me some males here. Pick them like so. Get me a bunch of them. I'm gonna get a bunch. I'm gonna run a Q-tip down in there and get the pollen out, and then try to pollinate that flower with it. I'm gonna have to tip that flower upside down there, I believe, pollinate it. So we'll get it done though. We'll get it done. Come back after I get done. I'll take it and like this. I'll pollinate inside of that, okay? Very gently. All right. And then we'll continue to do that. Now, there is pollen on the inside of this flower. Daggone it, maybe if I didn't just knock it all off. No, there's still some there. So you can see it right there at the tip of my thumb. See all them little bubbles, bumps? Those are pollen. So after you've used that there, you can take a Q-tip and wipe that pollen off of the flower itself, and then use that Q-tip to pollinate that flower, that female flower too. Okay, that way you're just trying to ensure that get out of that dirt. Stop it. Now why'd you do that? Get out. So anyways, that just ensures that you have pollen. Now we're going to continue to do this, get more and more and more and more on it. All right, and probably use quite a few flowers. Probably half the flowers we'll use. We'll use several flowers from that other plant over there as well to get this female pollinated. I just want to make sure pollination happens. All right, so we'll use as many as we think it takes to get it done. So let's do it. So it was my first time pollinating a cucumber. Let's see right here. I did remove the flower, the petals, so I could better get to the ovaries, or whatever you want to call it, the stigma, or stamen, I think is what this is. Hang on, is what I mean. So that is the stigma, and the stamen is what the pistil is, and that's where I got the pollen from. So we've got the pollen off of it, and we've put it on the stigma here. So hopefully we'll start to see some action on that cucumber. It's already like an inch and a half long. It's pretty good. It's got a nice looking stem on there. It should be a really, really good one. The next one that I see is way up there at the top. I don't see any more on this plant specifically. Excuse me, besides those two. But over here, we have, where'd you go? This one here. It's going to be opening up very soon and starting to turn yellow. So probably tomorrow. This one here is turning yellow as well. So it'll probably open up tomorrow too. But none of them look as good as that one over there does. That one over there looks phenomenal in shape and everything. A lot bigger plant over here though. So it'd be nice to get a good one set over here. But we've got 1, 2, 3 down here, 3, 4, 5. No, yeah, 5 right here, 5, 5, and 6. That'll be opening up tomorrow too. But again, none of them look as good as that one over there. That one's nice, long, got some good shape, size to it. I mean, look how much better that one looks compared to them. It's a lot longer, a lot better shape. So hopefully that one will take, and we'll be able to grow that one into a giant. I'm hoping that thing will grow, 26 inches long or better, and really produce good for us. The rest of this stuff is, just trial and error. So hopefully we'll be getting some of these pollinated next day or two. But I did have to cut the flowers off, the flower petals off, in order to be able to pollinate properly. So that is one thing you'll have to take to consider. This, again, I want to correct myself for those who may not have caught it. I was under the impression that this was gynoecious, this variety here, this Mexican Sire Gherkin. It is not gynoecious. It produced a bunch of female flowers, and then about a week after, it produced a bunch of male flowers. And so it's not gynoecious. Just kind of really waiting to set it outside, really, if you want the truth of it. As soon as I can set this plant out, I'm going to set it out and let it do its thing, because it'll grow for months and months and months, but really can't do anything in here. It's useless trying to grow it in here, because they're just too small to pollinate by hand. I mean, it can be done, but you talk about tedious. Yeah. Anyhow, that was my fault. Dirt's looking dry, getting there. I'll start crumbling it up a little bit more, mixing it together, and we'll ship it off probably tomorrow if it dries out this fast. You can see there it's pretty dry, so we're going to crumble it all the rest of the way up, go through it, get the rocks out of it and stuff, and then send it off to the lab. So anyhow, I'm going to go outside now. It's a big, beautiful, beautiful day. I'm going to go out there and work some in the garden, get some garden things cleaned up, and all that good stuff. Look at these peas starting to do wonderful. But we also might talk about some other things that has to do with Previgenics and their products and things. So got a lot to do, a lot to talk about. I spent about 2 hours on the phone with him this morning. Had a very, very good conversation, understanding of some things a little bit better and stuff. So let's get on with the rest of the day. cleaned up today. So that's a good head start on everything. It's looking fairly good. So I was not going to till this up this year. I was just gonna go ahead and plant back in the same holes, but I think I'm going to adjust everything this year. I think I'm gonna put some amendments down in the ground, throughout the whole thing instead of just putting stuff down in the hole. I think I'm gonna broadcast it all over the whole garden. So I think what I'm gonna do is when I get ready to till, I'm not gonna do it right now because grass will start growing. I don't want grass growing. What I'll do is I will come in here whenever I'm ready to till. I'll get my leaves gathered. I'm gonna go over here in the woods and I'm gonna bag up leaves, just piles of leaves, and stuff, and get that all bagged up and ready to go. I'm also going to use the pine needles this year for pine straw to put around on my watermelons and cantaloupes, just to be easy, make it easier on me. There's tons of pine that I can get from various sources around here. One of them's down there, one of them's over by the lake, so I'm going to use it. Look at them goats down there playing. Anyways, we'll be using that stuff to grow the watermelons and cantaloupe. But as far as everything else goes, we're going to put leaves down in here and for the compost, just to help get my organic matter up. I'm going, if pumpkins grow in it, generally a tomato will grow in it, right? So, and if a tomato will grow good in it, then a pepper should grow good in it, right? So I'm going to adjust fire just to look like I'm going to do the overall soil, okay, for pumpkins in my garden right here too, all right? But what I'll also do is once I've established everything, and I put my fabric down and I've got my holes lined out, when I dig my hole to put in my plants, I'll put a little bit of what I usually put in the hole, with the plant. That way, I've got the best of both worlds. I've got the soil amended out past the hole, right? Because there's not just food right there at that hole, there's food throughout the whole root system, right? And you got to have good soil, right? You can't just have it in the hole. You can't just foliar feed the plant. You got to have it throughout the whole garden. So I'm going to adjust fire and fix the whole garden and amend the whole garden, put my fabric back down, and then put the stuff in the hole per variety of plant. So peppers get one thing, tomatoes get a little something different, but usually right around the same. Then the huckleberries will get something, right? So that's how we'll do it. But this is usually just going to be in here. It's just going to be like eggplants and stuff like that. Now this space right here, I'm going to till it up pretty soon, and once I get it tilled up, I'll use that for my winter, spring, early spring kind of stuff, right in here. Probably need to find me a place to put a big bunch of potatoes at, that I can put out. So we'll have to figure that out and take this gate down. I'll be working on fences and all this stuff, the next coming weeks. All this is going to have to start coming together really quick because we're right at the end of February, getting ready to be in the beginning of March, and you know how it goes from there, right? April we'll start planting pumpkin seeds. May we'll start putting them in the ground and get things running, right? So it's coming up on us quickly, and it will be here before we know it. And we'll be if we ain't careful, we'll be behind the 8 ball. So we got to start building our trellises and building our fencing systems and everything, and getting everything together, getting things tilled up, getting things amended, getting things put back in order, because I don't want to come out here and have to spend a week putting my fabric back down like I did last year, and then all the stuff that went with it. I want to come back out here and my plants are ready to go in the ground. They ain't got to wait on me. They, to do anything out here. They're ready to go in the ground. They can come right out of the house and do their little, 2 to 3 day getting acclimated to the weather. Put them in the hole and be done with it, right? So that's how we got to do this. I'm looking at several different corn varieties to grow this year. Going to attempt to grow a fast early crop and then a fast late crop, right? A fast second crop. I'd like to have my corn harvested by mid-July, and then be done by be ready to go back and till it in and everything, and have a second harvest by September. Okay, that second harvest can be a little bit longer. I can probably push it to 90 days, into September, beginning of October. But I gotta have at least by mid-July. I've got to have my first batch crop. Good Lord, have mercy. Lord have mercy. I am tongue twisted, buddy. I got to have that first batch of that first crop harvested, all right, and done by mid-July, all right. I got to. So we got to figure out what's the best that can get it done that quick. Now, everybody, I'll tell you, now, if you got corn knee-high by the 4th of July, you're going to have good corn. Well, buddy, we're going to have knee-high by, like, I don't know, say May 31st, right? In order to get, beginning of June, somewhere around there, right? Because we're going to have it. And then, mid-July, be done, gone, and then start the second batch as soon as it comes out, as soon as we get it pulled and get it tilled in, get to the next one. So that's going to be a lot of fun, trying to get that done. So we got a lot of work to do. We're going to get it done. Just gonna have, as long as we got days like this that are pretty and mild, but I'll be out here in shorts, and daggone long sleeve shirt, and we get at it, man. And we got to start building our beds. That's another thing. We got to build watermelon beds, cantaloupe beds. You know what I mean? All kinds of stuff we got to do, and everything. So we got to get with it. That's why I wanted to get this half cleaned up today, and stuff, and then I'll get this other half cleaned up on another day, maybe tomorrow if it's pretty, and then we can just start working at it, getting things knocked out. I need to take this fence down. The watermelons are going to grow right here. This is the watermelon bed right through here. So I'm gonna cheat and let them have that first little bit right up into here, right? But that's all they're getting, and then the rest of it they're just gonna have to figure it out, because that's all I'm giving them. I'm only gonna give them to right here, right there. That's all I'm giving them. That second, see, 1, 2, 3, that third blue line is all I'm giving them down through there, and that's as wide as they're gonna get. That's pretty wide, I would think, and stuff. So I mean, they're not gonna. I'm not looking for a 300 pounder. I'm looking for 250s. That's all I'm wanting. I can get 250s. That's all I need. I'll be tickle plum pink with that. So we can worry about watermelons and stuff like that another day. As soon as I get my jacket. If I get my jacket this year, we'll start working on watermelons and stuff next year. We'll really focus on them. But we're just gonna grow them for competition. Just kind of help it out a little bit, and to grow them so I can try to get that master gardener. But outside of that, next year, if I got my jacket this year, then next year we can grow 2 pumpkins, 3 pumpkins at the minimum, and start focusing on other things to grow records for. So anyhow, got all this over here, got to get cleaned up as well, and stuff. So there's a bunch to do, and we're going to get it done slowly but surely. That way, when it's time to plant, ready to go, we got it done. We can get it in the ground and get some things cooking. I come out here and get all these beans off of here and harvest all them again, and then get them shelled and ready to either be planted or to be sold, one or the other. Beans will not be planted. so that we'll shade the corn too much. We'll need something that can have a little bit of shade during the day, can get good sun in the morning, good sun in the afternoon, late evening. It's gonna need some shade in the middle of the day, so we'll have to figure that out. What'll go there. And corn, I guess we'll have to go right here, but we can extend that down some, or we could even take it and put it on the other side and run the corn all that side and then put stuff over here on this side. So we'll just have to figure that all out. I've been trying to slowly and meticulously think about where I'm going to put what at. All right, and I've got a drawing of my yard, and it's got everything, there. And I'm just kind of, this goes here, this goes there, blah blah blah. Right, so I'll have to show you all that as well. But we're going to go pick some of this Swiss chard and some of the big cabbage, that black palm cabbage, and we're going to eat it with our steaks and stuff tonight. So let's go. All right, guys, I ain't never grew Swiss chard till this year, and I never ate it, to be honest with you. We're going to eat it tonight for supper. We'll figure out a way to cook it and eat it for supper. And this cabbage, I ain't never ate this cabbage. We grew it last year, and I never ate it. I just grew it because it was free with the seeds that I bought, and I thought, well, might as well give it a shot. But it looks really good, so I mean, I'm hoping that all these seeds pollinate. It'd be a shame if none of them pollinate because there's no bees out. That would really be a shame. But on these radishes and that, oh gosh, that big cabbage there. Anyhow, I don't really know much about it. I guess you just cut the outside leaves, kind of leave the hearts. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go through here and start cutting the leaves, the outside leaves, and leave the hearts. And if there's good stuff, then we'll take and use that for dinner, and we'll throw out the bad. That's all I know to do with it. I'm not a Swiss chard, guru or nothing. So don't know much about it. I do know one thing. They say it is really good, and they say it's very, very healthy. So that right there's got me on board. You say it's good and it's healthy, I'll eat it. I'm just trying to kind of pluck it out here, figuring out what's what here. Making sure I don't cut the whole plant now. Trying to leave some of the rest of it there. And it smells good, looks great. Like I say, some of it's pretty good size. We'll share some of it with the neighbors. They like Swiss chard, they say, so we're gonna get them a bunch of it. Oh man. Alright, that should be good on the Swiss chard. Like I say, I ain't never eat it before, so we're gonna try it out. Now we're gonna get us some of this dinosaur kale, white palm cabbage, what it's called, or some kind of Nero, something, another cabbage. Come in here, I'm just gonna start making cuts and get what I can off of it. There's plenty of it in here, trust me. Y'all can see for yourself, there's tons and tons and tons of this stuff. So we got that. Got everything we need there. He's here. come back, I'll bundle this all up, take the stuff to the rabbits, take the other stuff there and all that, and we'll wrap this video up. Ducks being ducks. Let me give me a couple more females for them. Too many drakes, not enough females, not enough hens. Oh well, everything's looking pretty decent. Looking pretty decent. So let's take everything over to Van and Allen and stuff. And man, would you look at that sky? That's not just something amazing. Look at it there, folks. Beautiful, isn't it? I bet you here in just a minute when that sun goes on the rest of the way down, those striations and all that. And look at that. Look at the way that just, all them lines. Can y'all see them lines, the detail in them lines? I mean, it's crazy, the lines that's in the clouds there. Just absolutely beautiful. Back it off there, maybe you can see a little bit better. It's just awesome the way it looks. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Get that good pink or orange this evening, boy, that'll look right beautiful. It will, yes it will. So, all right, man, let's take us over here and finish up this video here in just a minute. All right, guys, well, I had a pretty decent day today. So we appreciate yous watching. Guys, we'll see yous tomorrow, right here in the hollers and hills of West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.